And welcome back, everybody, to another edition of That's a Bet podcast. You know who it is. It's your boy, 2T's, coming to you live from the Tab Studios. And this is episode 2 of Sports Betting 101, presented by That's a Bet podcast. But y'all know I got to bring my boy in, the best co-host in all of the land. Y'all know him, Willie Baby, but we got to add another baby. So we call him Willie Baby. Baby. What's good with it, Willie Baby?
Same old stuff, man. Just locked and loaded. And even though it's the coronavirus, I will just tell y'all this. I'm not gonna tell you what I've been doing because I'm ashamed of myself. But let's just say I've been betting the whole time. I've been betting on video games. And you know what I was thinking about the other day? It's kind of weird. So I'm sitting up here watching these video games being played, and I'm betting on them. And I'm just watching it, and I think to myself, I can't believe this is my life right now. I'm a moron. And then 2 seconds later, you know what I said? But I love my life. So, I mean, I don't get it. I can't believe this is my life, but I love my life, man. So I'm
Hey,
still in the action and proud to be here today, man.
that's Willie Baby in a nutshell there, guys. I mean he's gonna do it regardless. If there's something to put action on, he's gonna find a way to put action on it no matter what.
I will bet on the over under on what time we'll hear grasshoppers outside if I can.
Oh wow.
So,
Look, he gonna jump into action, man. That's why he's my boy, and that's why he's definitely me and him are a tandem, because he will find a way to make some change.
I
Okay.
bet on some Russian ping pong the other night, man.
Wow.
And
Wow, ladies and
hit a
gentlemen.
cat. I hit a parlay on that, so I'm in it.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a good segue to jump into. Speaking of Russian, in a sense, the juice, guys. This is episode 2 of our 6 episode sports betting 101 podcast. And the juice to a lot of people is a Russian language, if you want to be technical. But me and Willie J are going to break this down. Previously, we talked about the spread, and the juice kind of leads us right into this podcast here. And I want to break it down here, Willie J. But before we do it real quick, make sure you guys follow the podcast at That's a Bet Podcast on all social media platforms. You can follow me, 2T's, at Pineapple Picks 2T's on Instagram and Twitter. Willie J, let them know where they can follow you, man.
Group 1 3 Sports. I call it 13 because that's my favorite number, but Group 1 3 Sports, Instagram and Twitter.
Got you. All right, guys. With that being said, Will the juice. It just sounds so good, man. The juice. It's so enticing when you learn this word in sports betting, because you're like, man, I could give me some juice, the juice. But we don't get too excited here, because the juice is very, very deceptive, guys.
We got the juice, but we don't want the juice when we bet.
Yes, exactly. We got it, but you really don't want it in sports
Right.
betting. So the juice here in the sports betting world is defined as the juice, or sometimes they call it the vig. And it's the main way that sports books make their money, in essence. When you look at the sports betting chart or website, there's information on each game, and then what you'll see at the end of the line, you will see right after the spread it's accompanied by a money line that is minus 110 or minus 105. Those numbers are the juice. And in essence, Will, what that basically means for just a person who has never heard this before, that indicates that it will take, if you say minus 110, it will take $110, or if it's minus 105, it will take $105 to win $100, in essence, Will. So the juice indicates how much money you have to put down on that particular bet to win the amount that you want to win. So with that being said, we'll kind of dive into it, man, and kind of let them know your viewpoint of the juice.
I simplify it even more. First of all, I don't, of course I know what juice is. I know what vig is, but at the end of the day, for, our new casual bettors that are trying to get involved on this side, right? It's a fee. That's all
Yep.
it is at the end of the day. It's a fee. And I break it down even further. I know the standard method is $100, but for people that are just jumping in and not want to put much money on it, when I explain to them how this works, I break it down even further. I say it's $1, right? We break it down off of $1. So I'll give you an example. The standard practice that you see at most books around the nation or around the world
Mm-hmm.
is minus 110, meaning you got to lay 10 cents on the dollar, right? And as you go further up, you can do the math, 110 to win 100, $1.10 to win a dollar, right? So if you want to win a dollar, you got to risk 10 cents, right?
Yep.
I'll give you an example. If it's a fairly even matchup, New England Patriots playing the LA Rams in the Super Bowl. That game was bet really closely on both sides. It was a really close game. The spread might have been less than 3 points, right?
Yep.
Now that the fee on that was minus 110. And so what we mean by that, if I'm gonna go out and bet $100 or I want to win $100, I have to risk 110 to win 100. And some people might say, well, why can't I bet 100 to win 100? Simple. I'll tell you the simple way of understanding this. If Vegas has enough money on one side and the other side, if both
You good, bro. I'll cut it up. If you stop, I'll just chop it up. You good.
all right, so the fee situation with Vegas is, imagine this: if they had the even amount of number of bets on one side and the other, and there was no fee, then Vegas wouldn't get any money. They wouldn't make any money because they're going to take the money that was lost from this side to pay this side. Okay, so how are they going to make their money? They're going to say, listen, lock it two T's. If you want to bet on my sports book, I'm gonna charge you 10 cents on that, right? Because I got to make some money some kind of way, and that's how they make their money. The people that lose the bets, that little juice is what goes in the bank in the sports book's pocket.
Yep.
Now, I'm gonna give you a really good example. If the teams are fairly even and it's a good matchup, minus 110 is the standard that you see start off. Easiest way to explain this: if you look at a bet and it's more likely to happen, it makes sense and it's, almost automatic to happen, you're going to have to risk more money. The juice is going to be what we call heavy. So let's say the New England Patriots were playing the Old National Knights. Okay. The juice would be minus 200,000, right? So they're saying, look, come on. I know, the people over there in China know if New England plays Old National, they're going to beat them. So if you want to win $100, we're gonna make you risk 2,000. It's set at minus 2,000, right? So what that means is you go to the betting booth. Hey, I'm gonna put $100 bet on the Patriots to beat Old National. They're gonna say, okay, give us 2,000. So check this out. If Old National happens to beat New England, well, now you just lost 2,000. You had to risk 2,000 to win $100. Not worth my time. I'm staying away from that. I try to avoid heavy juice. Baseball. So I'm just going to explain this to you. Football is a sport that's heavily bet on spreads, point spreads. Basketball, heavily bet on point spreads. Baseball, that is a run line sport, or excuse me, it's a run. You have the run line, but baseball is more bet on the money line more than anything.
Yep.
Reason why we know in baseball, if they have a 2-run lead, they have no problem getting out at first base, even when there's only one out, and letting the run score because they got the lead. So, baseball, my rule of thumb when it comes to betting money lines, if it's more than minus 165, meaning I have to lay 65 cents on the dollar to win just, the straight up money line, I'm out on it. If I have to lay more than that, I'm out on it unless it's like, the Yankees with Garrett Cole on the mound going to go up against the Baltimore Orioles, something like that. I try to stay away from that. But that's just my rule of method. I don't like to risk a ton of money. And once again, money line, we didn't really stress this. We talked about the juice. The money line's coming further on, but
They go hand in hand.
okay,
In
right,
essence.
right,
Yeah.
right, 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 right. So we'll talk a little bit more about the money line. The money line is just who you think is going to win with the game, right? But we'll
Yeah.
get further along with that. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay on juice for right now. Juice simply, ladies and gentlemen, is the fee that you're paying to place a bet on a sports book. Hey,
Gotcha.
if you want to bet the Miami Heat against College of Charleston basketball, we're gonna make you pay us a heavy fee because you and me know that by you betting this, you're probably gonna get money from us, right? So we're gonna make you risk a lot more to win since you want to bet on that. And so
Yep.
that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. So the juice for me, kind of a different angle from Will. The juice for me is basically the risk reward
There you go.
number of everything. So like he mentioned, if it's a lopsided game where it's the number one college basketball team in the nation versus for instance, this year Kentucky Wildcats, they were number one, they played Evansville. In that particular game, wild, Evansville upset Kentucky. Evansville was a almost a $3,000 point underdog. So the juice on that game, Kentucky was a minus $3,000 favorite on that game. So if you wanted to win $100 on Kentucky beating Evansville this year, you would have to had risked $3,000. Will, guess what happened, y'all? Evansville upset them and beat Kentucky. So all those people that laid the heavy juice of $3,000 to win $100 lost their $3,000.
And that's just on Kentucky winning the game. No
Yes,
spread, right?
that's no spread. So that juice was heavy. Now the juice on the spread was probably in the closer to the 150 range, something high, because Kentucky of covering say 10 points to 20 points in that game, they were highly favored. So the juice was probably in the 160 to the dollar or something crazy. So in essence, guys, it's the risk reward fee that you have to pay in order to put your money down on that website, on that table, with
Your
the
local
guy,
bookie,
your
yeah.
local bookie. That's the fee that they're going to charge. That's what keeps their lights on, Will. That's what I say. The juice keeps Vegas's lights on. If you can remember that, you will always have that in the back of your mind. Like, no, I'm not paying an extra $60 to keep Vegas lights on to risking on this team. Oh, I'm not taking that heavy juice, and you'll be out. So that's the juice. Is pretty straightforward. It's not very complicated. Just remember that's the fee to place your bet. That is the risk reward, and that is what keeps Vegas lights on.
Look at it like sales tax. You pay tax when you go out and buy something to drink or something to eat.
Yep.
That's all it is. It's
That's
just
exactly what it is. Yep. So guys, it's pretty straightforward there. The juice is what it is. And with that being said, we're gonna hop into our next episode here, guys. Make sure you guys go click right over. We're gonna jump into MoneyLine here and kind of dive into winning and losing. How can you bet that with the money line? So we'll see you guys on the next episode. For Two T's, it's Willie J. We'll see you on the next episode of That's a Bet Podcast, Sports Betting 101. Holla at y'all.